Hi everyone, welcome to MarikaCreations. Today I will share with you some heart art. It's close to Valentine's Day. Hearts, hearts, hearts. What can I say? It's all about hearts. So stay tuned for this. For my first heart art piece, I will take this scrap piece of oak board and I will draw a heart using a can of beans. Why not make two half circles just right next to each other? That will be the upper part of the heart, as you can see. And then I will find the center, mark it, and then connect the round bits to that center point, and you have a shape of a heart. And hubby is cutting it out for me with the jigsaw. Always grateful when he's able to assist. And then it's my turn, and I'm going in with the grinder, rounding the edges of my heart to make it more soft looking, both back and front. And then it's time for sanding. This video is part of the Lover's Lane challenge hosted by Caroline's Daughter, Up All Night DIY, and Shabby Meets Bling. Down in my description box you will find links to their channels as well as a link to the playlist of this challenge for more Valentine's Day inspiration. This is how my heart looks now, beautiful as is, but I'm going to darken it a little bit, and I'm going to do that with my black gel stain, just putting on a lot with my paintbrush and then wiping off the excess with a paper tissue. And I'm doing that all around my heart. In the center of the heart I'm going to put this hardware for a keyhole, and I'm going to mark out where I'm going to drill a little hole, not all the way through, just to fit a key. This one here, and I have cut it off, so I just have the top part of that key, so it will fit into a hole. So I'm drilling that hole now, and it looks almost like it fits. And then I am sanding off my piece just lightly. And then I need a metal rod on the bottom so it can stand eventually, and I'm drilling that hole here as well. Now I am putting on a coat of my varnish with a satin finish all over the heart. And then it's time to attach the hardware just where that hole is. And I'm doing that with tiny nails. Looking pretty, I think. And then it's time for that key. Looking good. But first I'm going to put a little bit of black in that keyhole so it looks like it has been carved out, all of it. And now I'm on that metal rod because it does not look very good, so I'm putting on some brown and some black acrylic and also a little bit of gold. Once dry, I will spray it with a varnish to protect the colors. Onto the base, and I've decided to use this metal piece that was once on a lamp and put that rod in, but it's kind of wobbly, so I need to strengthen it with some tiny wood pieces that I had on hand, and I am just gluing them together to have the right height, and then just a matter of putting everything together, and you will see the result at the end of the video. If you're new to my channel, hi, I am Marika, and on this channel I do lots of DIYs, thrift flips, trash to treasure, renovation of my home, and I even do some pottery and some painting, anything creative really. Please join me, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and let me inspire you. For my next heart art, I will make a piece of wall art, and I will use this thrifted frame. It's a wooden frame, quite lightweight and not anything particular. I set that aside for the time being, and I will focus on the backing, because I will use that backing for my creation. So I will do some decoupage on the backing. So I'm putting on some Mod Podge here, actually 2 coats, let it dry in between the coats, because the first coat was absorbed by the cardboard backing straight away. And then it's time to put on this lovely rose napkin, and I have teared out the top layer and put it on, parchment paper on top, and then some heat to reactivate that Mod Podge. And then I will take a piece of sandpaper and sand off the excess napkin, and another coat of Mod Podge on top. Now it's time for some air dry clay, and I am using these silicone molds that has sort of a lace texture to them. Using my needle tool here to perfect my piece, and then I'm making smaller pieces, put them side by side like this, and then I will, with my needle tool, cut out a heart shape. Like this, looking good. It will sit like that in the center of that backing, and then I will take another piece of lace and put it around that heart shape like this. Just cut off the excess so it has a nice shape. Before I attach it to the backing, I will put on a coat of my satin finish varnish on the backing and let that dry, and then put on some glue on my air dry clay pieces. And the clay is still wet when I'm doing this. It's much easier to manipulate the pieces, and I'm using wood glue. You can use tacky glue, whatever glue you have on hand. Just lightly press them into place. I thought I needed some extra embellishment with this piece here, like a medallion. I put that in the center of the heart like that. And then I have 2 other ornate pieces that will act like hardware for my heart. One on the top and the other one on the bottom like that, and then I will set everything aside to dry. Meanwhile, I will focus on the frame, and I don't want it that bright gold, so I will age it with my acrylic paint, and I'm using Moody colors, brown and black to start with, drying, and then put on the next layer and introducing some green and some red as well to create some dimension. I'm working in layers, and to achieve the result that I'm happy with, I applied 4 to 5 layers, and I'm drying in between the layers with the help of my hair dryer. And once everything has dried and I'm happy with the result, I will dry brush my piece with a gold acrylic paint. And once that has dried completely, I go in with my varnish, as I do, to protect the colors. Now back to my heart, looking good, and I will start painting it, and the first coat will be black, the whole piece black, and I'm being careful not to paint on my decoupage. And why I'm choosing black here is not because I want black, I just want black in all the nooks and crannies of that beautiful texture. So once I go in with the colors that I want for my heart, it will bring out that texture beautifully. So I'm starting with the center of the heart, and I have like a Moody light blue here. Don't know if you can see that. And I'm just dry brushing on my paint. And then I'm going in with some pink on the other stripes. And then I go in with some green as well, mixing everything together, just playing around until I'm happy with the result. And on that lace around the center, I will take my light grayish color, so it will look like it has a lace border. The top piece, the center piece, and the bottom piece I will dry brush with my gold acrylic paints. And now I'm going in dry brushing the center of the heart with some gold as well. Still the pastel colors shining through. Last thing, a coat of my varnish, and you will get a closer look at the end of the video at the reveal. So stay tuned for that. For my third and last heart art for today, I will take this scrap piece of wood that I have, and I will draw some hearts. Take anything round that is the size that I need, and I will do it the same way as I did in project number 1 today. And then I will take a smaller piece because I will have 2 different sizes of hearts here. Find the center and then connect the top to the bottom like this. And hubby is here once more cutting out the pieces for me with the jigsaw. And I'm outside in the cold, grinding away, rounding the edges of my heart, both back and front. You can of course do this by hand. It takes a little longer, but it's absolutely doable. But this is a quicker process for me since I had the grinder on hand. And then I'm taking my electric sander and sand off the hearts to give them a nice and smooth finish. So this is how they look. Now I will take the bigger one and I will stain it in my black stain here to start with. Putting it on with my paintbrush and wiping off the excess with the paper tissue like this. But with this wood it turns out a little bit too gray, so once that has dried I will go in with my exotic stain and put on a coat of that just to give it some warmth. Looking very pretty, I think. So this will be the hubby heart, and the smaller one That's me. So I'm on to the smaller one now, and I will embellish it with a flower shape here, and I'm cutting out the piece here with my needle tool, and then I will just attach it onto the heart with some wood glue and set it aside to dry overnight. It's the next day and my piece is looking good, and now it's time to paint it, and I'm doing that with my light grayish color, and I gave it 2 coats. Now I'm going to support my hearts with some metal wire. I'm going to use this handle here for a broom or a mop or something, and then I'm going to just twist that wire around, so I will create a spiral like this, and I have 2 of them, and I will just connect them. It's hard to see what I'm doing here, no rhyme or reason really. They will intertwine like this, and then they will be inserted in the heart, so I need to drill a hole the bottom of the heart, and they will look something like this. Before I continue with the stand, I'm going to put on my varnish on both of the hearts. Set them aside to dry, and meanwhile I will focus on the stand. And I take what I have on hand, and I'm using this thing for curtain rod, I guess it is, just the base, and in that base I have inserted one of those wooden plugs from IKEA, and I have cut off the excess. I'm just tighten it with the screw, and then I have drilled a hole in that wood, and voila, I can fit that spiral, and I have cut it off. It's slightly shorter than I made it from the start, because I want to fit my heart into a cloche, and it needs to be a little shorter. That base piece is a little bit too bright for me, so I'm dulling it down, antique it a little bit with my acrylic paints, some brown, some black, and some gold acrylic paint, and I will spray varnish it once everything has dried. Let's see how everything turned out. Voila! Here is my heart with the key to my heart. Sounds a little bit cheesy, but I love how the piece turned out. Very rustic looking, and that base works so well. Next, my wall art piece on an easel here. Love the frame, I love the heart. I think it turned out very pretty. Love the texture. And here are the 2 hearts in the cloche. So tell me what you think of my creations today. Did you have a favorite? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video and videos like this, consider subscribing and hit that like button as well. It will help my channel to grow, and I can spend more time creating inspirational content for you. If you are inspired and you want more inspiration straight away, head on over to my description box and hit that link to the playlist of this challenge. Just click and enjoy. Thank you so very much for watching. See you soon again in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.